I see a familiar face over here. I see Representative Emanuel Cleaver from the great state of Missouri. Would you please come on up here and say some words, sir? We are so happy to have you here. Yep. This is Robert.
Hey, look, we need to understand what's going on here, and I think you do, maybe more than any. We had a big rally in my hometown Sunday, and I think that other people started joining in, and I think people are coming to the conclusion that you already know about, and that this whole era is about making money for oligarchs. People like in Russia, the oligarchs keep Putin in office because they make sure that he has all the money he needs, and he's one of the richest men in the world, by the way. And so we are in a situation where the people are trying to make money off of the misery and the backs of America's workers. And the Postal Service was never, ever, ever intended to be a for-profit agency.
Amen.
Every single day, you guys get up and work. No matter what the weather is, you get up and work, and the job is to deliver the mail to Americans. What about my 101-year-old dad who died in December? My dad only took one medication, but he had to have it. And a lot of times in small places, in my state and states all over the union, there are seniors who can't afford to wait on medication, where we give some kind of stupid rule that we'll only deliver mail 3 days a week, or we're going to discontinue Saturday mail. If Amazon takes this, or any other private entity, they're not going to go any place where they don't make money. Any place they go to where it's going to be unprofitable, the mail stops. And people need to know, which is why I'm here, that Americans have grown accustomed to the Postal Service. We want the Postal Service. My grandmother, post office box 563, Waxahachie, Texas, 563. I remember that from being a boy, and knowing that every day at 2 o'clock, she and her sister, my aunt, would go to the post office, check their box. They got mail probably one day a week, but they'd go every single day. They'd take coffee up there, and they'd drink coffee, and there'd be a whole little group of coffee drinking, mail reading women. And so my grandmother would be out of town, and she would go back, if it wasn't too far, to check her mail. It was important to her. And look, we've got to be noisy and whatever else it takes. Dr. Howard Thurman, one of the greatest theologians. My background, I have my master's in theology. I pastored a church for 38 years. And so I've studied the great religionists, and one of the greatest was a guy named Howard Thurman. And he said, when people have their feet on your neck, you can't just lay down. You can't lay down if somebody's putting their foot on your neck. He said, even a worm will wiggle if you step on it. A worm will wiggle. And what we've got to do from now on is wiggle. Make sure that these people know what's going on, that we are going to wiggle until change comes, until you back away from our jobs. You're real human beings. You don't deserve to be treated like that. Americans don't deserve to be treated like this.